to the Wealthy Boss Show. Okay, fitness goals. Many of us have them, but how good are we at actually keeping them? That's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's episode as we discuss setting smarter fitness goals. Now, I don't have to tell you twice that the road to good intentions doesn't lead anywhere. Most of us are painfully aware of this. And as busy entrepreneurs, we know that with all the responsibilities that we're managing, just like performing basic functions of keeping our house clean and our families fed and ourselves in semi-working order can feel like nothing short of a small miracle. Well, when it comes to setting fitness goals, we can either exacerbate this feeling of really being behind and falling short of our goals, or we can actually set the stage and turn that tide so that by the way that we orient our goals in the first place, we are not only achieving them, but feeling good about what we do and then spurring future greater success. Now, there are a number of reasons as entrepreneurs that we want to make sure that we are engaging in regular exercise, that we have fitness goals in the first place, that we are investing in our physical bodies. Because first of all, we're worth it. We want to make sure that we're treating our bodies like the temples that they are. But secondly, if that reason doesn't feel quite so compelling, we know that taking care of our bodies helps to encourage better brain function, clearer thinking, less insanity in how we go about our daily lives, which stimulates better creativity, more problem-solving skills, better strategic thinking skills within our business. So it does behoove us to make this a priority. We've just got to be a little bit smarter about the way that we do it so that we're not setting unrealistic goals that are making us feel like crap about ourselves. The last thing I want you to do is feel bad about yourself. I want you to feel like a rock star. And actually setting fitness goals and achieving them, if we do it correctly and appropriately and intelligently, can actually build you up in so many ways and give you so much more confidence to tackle other important goals in your life. So it really has that positive domino effect. So what are some important things to keep in mind when setting smarter fitness goals? Well, first, I think it's very important, and this is an often overlooked step, but it's very important to get really clear on what it is you're looking to get out of the experience of exercising. Now, that may seem a little obvious, like, we have lots of reasons that we want to work out, but when we don't strongly identify and connect with those reasons and really narrow them down to some very specific outcomes, then we're less likely to really be motivated and feel enough pull to prioritize it in our daily routine. So what I mean by knowing your why is a little bit different from actually setting your goals. So goal setting actually comes after we do this foundational step. And this is the step that most people overlook. Hence, they're not creating the best fitness goals in the first place and then falling short of them and starting to feel bad about themselves and then just giving up on the whole thing. So by looking at your why, I'm talking about identifying the way that your life will be better if you do your achieved goal. So if you achieve your goal, your life will be better in X way. So a goal is a little bit different, again, than that objective. The objective is how your life's going to be better. The goal is really what you're going to do to make your life better in that way. So the goal is kind of the what, but the outcome, the objective, your why, is the reason you're doing it in the first place. So it could be weight loss, but even taking that a step further and identifying that with more of an emotional anchor. So you're feeling confident in your skin, liking what you see in the mirror, being able to squeeze into your skinny jeans and knowing that you created a goal and achieved it and accomplished it. Maybe that's the outcome that you're looking for. Maybe it's to create less stress in your life and be able to cope with the anxieties of running a business and a household. Well, maybe it's that you just want to have more energy so you can chase around your kids and not want to reach for an energy drink at 2 p.m. every afternoon. Those are all worthy reasons to work out, and they are just the tip of the iceberg. There's a million reasons, which is actually what makes the pursuit of fitness sometimes a little bit nebulous. So, despite the fact that there are hundreds of reasons to work out, sometimes when we have too many options and too many reasons, it becomes too vague. So I actually want you to start with identifying just 2 or 3 outcomes of having that physical activity in your life that are most important to you in this moment. So maybe, something just happened in your business or your personal life, and stress management all of a sudden is that most important piece. Maybe last month it was weight loss, but this month it's stress management. It's important for you to identify that, because you're actually going to build backwards from that to create the actual routines and behaviors. But we're actually not even there quite yet. The next step after identifying our outcomes, our desired outcomes, or our desired objectives, we got to get real, because if we just jump from what we want to how we think we're going to get it without actually factoring in our real life, our real world scenarios, then we're not likely to be very successful. So there's a couple things I like to look at when setting up your own fitness routines and setting those fitness goals on a short-term basis. And again, these are short-term goals because we're going to be reevaluating again and again and again, so that every time our needs change, every time our schedule adapts, we can adapt our exercise routine and our exercise goals right along with them. So these things that we need to look at after we've identified what intended outcome we'd like to manifest as a result of our fitness activity is we need to get honest about the potential challenges that we're working with. If we skip this step, then we are right back to the land of working with the road of good intentions. It's not going to get you anywhere if you don't have a feasible plan to get you there. And if you don't anticipate challenges, if you base your fitness goals on best case scenario, how well does that ever work out in any other area of your life? Life's unpredictable, it happens, but we often know those things that can derail us the most, or that are most likely to derail us. So I want you to identify the top 2 or 3 challenges that you're going to be working with on, say, the next month or so. Of course, life's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to come up, but you might know, for example, that it's in the middle of winter and it's really dark outside. So getting out for your morning walk before you get the kids off to school and start your work day might not be real feasible for you. So that would be a particular challenge that you can anticipate and create a plan around. Another challenge might be, having an unpredictable schedule. So maybe you have to move client appointments around all the time. Knowing that your plan changes quite frequently, that in and of itself sets you up to create a more flexible routine for yourself, because you're going to need that flexibility built in. Challenges can run the gamut, and normally we are not very... it's not a difficult challenge to find what our challenges are. Most of us are pretty darn good, because these can often show up as excuses. So I don't want us to look for excuses, but I do want us to get real about anticipating challenges so that we can set ourselves up for the greatest likelihood of follow through. So next, we've looked at our challenges, but we have not made them excuses. We've just simply been real, we've been honest, and we've decided that we're going to make a plan that accommodates for these anticipated challenges. Well, next we want to consider our resources. So what do I mean by that? That means the things that you have going for you that might make it more easy or convenient or motivating to work out. So maybe this is, maybe you do childcare swaps with your neighbor down the road, or maybe another entrepreneur, and you take turns watching each other's kiddos. Well, maybe you get to take advantage of some of that time for yourself to build in an exercise habit. Maybe your resources are fitness videos. In fact, I have a fitness video that I would love for you to be able to download. I have a cardio and yoga circuit workout that can be downloaded at wealthyboss.com/circuit for a 25-minute video that you can do from home with zero equipment. That would be considered a resource. Another resource might be maybe your community center at your HOA has a fitness center in it, and that would be a resource that's available to you. So you want to identify those challenges and the resources so that you choose the most appropriate routines that are most likely going to happen once you schedule them. So after we've done those things, just to recap, we have identified our intended outcomes. We have considered our challenges uniquely at that particular season of life. We have considered our resources, those things that we have in our toolkit that we can use to stay fit and keep on track with our fitness goals. Now it's finally time to set those actual fitness goals. So we want to decide which workouts we're going to do and how many times a week we're going to do them. Now, this is super important that you get specific with the numbers. You want to know when you are working out and when you are not. And to take it a step further, you're also going to want to identify which workouts so that you have a strong, concrete plan in place. And so that when that cue arises, say you've had your morning coffee, you know that after you have that morning coffee, it's now time to put on your walking shoes and go for that walk. Or maybe it's time to roll out your yoga mat and do some stretching at home before the kids wake up. So once you have identified all those things, you are going to anticipate which types of workouts are going to be most appropriate for you. And this is also going to tie back in. You're weighing it through the filter of that outcome that we want, the challenges that we have, the resources that we have. So the ideal fitness goals are running through all three of these filters to make sure that we stay on track. For example, if your goal is weight loss, and I'm sorry, not your goal, if your intended outcome is to lose a pant size and feel good about, making sure that you're at a healthy weight, then probably just stretching and maybe gentle walking might not be the most appropriate thing for you, because while those are great and they give you an instant energy boost and they're really good for managing stress and increasing mobility, they're not going to be quite as powerful for burning calories and creating an optimal metabolism. So you might want to be setting more goals around strength training 2 to 3 times a week to fire up your metabolism. But the reverse is also true. Say you just suffered a trauma and you have very low energy and you're grieving. Well, then stress management and self-care is probably going to be that intended outcome that you're looking for. And so that behavior, the workout routines that you build into that are going to look different. Maybe that gentle walk, or maybe just taking a stroll, maybe stretching, popping in that really gentle yoga video. Maybe that's the absolute best thing that you need to be able to achieve the outcomes that you're looking for and that you need in the moment. And again, this changes. So what is most important is looking at what you need now. Not what you needed 10 years ago when you were on your college track team and were trying to win medals. That's not going to help you now. So holding yourself accountable to the same behavior when you've got a different set of circumstances, a different set of priorities, and a different value of what it is that you're looking to get out of the experience, that just doesn't work. It's really important that we stay flexible and in touch with what it is that we are trying to get out of the experience. Okay, so we've established our why for the moment of what we want to get out of a regular workout routine. We have connected that objective with an emotion and a vivid description and forecast of how much our lives are going to improve when we reach that goal. We've considered in a super realistic way our challenges and any obstacles that we know are likely to trip us up so that we can navigate and plan around them. We've considered our resources, so we know it's in our toolkit to make us likely to succeed in our goals. And now we've committed to specific workouts a specific number of times per week. And maybe for extra credit, we've actually scheduled them on the calendar. Now, that option might not work for you if you have a super changeable schedule. Maybe you just want to stick to those goals where you're strength training 3 times a week and maybe going for a walk twice a week. Maybe you have a visual, maybe you have a chart that you tick one off by the end of each week. So as long as you get those 5 in for the week, then you're good. But maybe you need that extra layer of accountability and you do have enough predictability in your schedule to go ahead and put those workouts on your schedule. That can be super beneficial for some. Now, there's another component that's also critical for not falling off the bandwagon, and that is having a backup plan. So I love and teach the concept of placeholder workout. Now, a placeholder workout is something that we do that's not really our ideal workout or our original plan, but something that's very easy for us to throw in when life goes awry, because it will. So when we plan for that and we anticipate it and we have a backup plan, even if it's not burning the most calories, or maybe if it's not even the thing we enjoy the most, but it's maybe easy for us and we know we can do it, then we are reinforcing that routine, that habit of making sure that we get that physical exercise in. And by doing that, we're really setting ourselves up for long-term success. The people that I find that struggle the most to create a consistent exercise habit are the ones who hold themselves to too high of standards that are not realistic with the real life that they have. But when you allow yourself this ebb and flow, this best case, worst case scenario where you're still going to get a little bit of something in, that just reinforces the value of creating and carving out that time, which keeps you consistent. It keeps it top of mind, and it keeps you wanting to come back for more. So I hope that helps you identify some really realistic ways that you can build in fitness for the most hectic of routines. I promise you can find a fitness goal that works with the life you have, even if it's just starting with 5 minutes a day, because any workout is always better than no workout. I think it's just complete nonsense that we tend to set ourselves up with this expectation that a workout has to be a certain amount of time or a certain intensity or burn a certain number of calories in order for it to count. Because the only one that's counting is your body and your life and your mind, and it only stands to benefit from every minute that you spend investing in its physical health. So the more that you can create that type of flexibility and create that type of grace with yourself and that expectation that not every day is going to be perfect, but you're going to do what you can, I guarantee you, when you embrace that type of plan and mentality and mindset, you are going to find consistency. And as a result of that consistency, you can't help but get stronger, faster, leaner, more energetic. It's just going to happen naturally as a result of cultivating that habit. Now, once you do this, once you found this sweet spot and you're really doing the best that you can with the circumstances that you have and the resources that you have, it's also important to keep reevaluating, because one of the things that I see also trips up a lot of people from having that long-term exercise habit is a change in their routine. So maybe they got their routine dialed in, but then something changed with their schedule so that routine no longer worked for them. Well, that's when we're going to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate these things so that we are basically updating the app. We are updating the circumstances and the structure of our lives and making sure that our fitness goals are still relevant with that and are still functioning within those capacities. So I actually recommend reviewing your outcomes, your desired outcomes, your challenges and anticipated obstacles, your resources, and then setting your fitness goals and actual scheduled activities around that. I recommend reviewing that on a monthly, if not quarterly basis. And I actually have a resource for you to do that. I have a fitness goal planning worksheet that you can return to again and again. That can be found at wealthyboss.com/fitness fitness goals. Again, don't forget Wealthy Boss is spelled W-E-L-L. You can download my worksheet that has places and columns for you to list out your intended outcomes, your challenges, your resources, and the specific workout routine that you're committing to so that you can have that in your toolkit. Now, I recommend going ahead and setting up some process that's going to remind you to repeat this process on a regular basis. So if you happen to be a member of my Boss Body System, which is my signature fitness program for busy entrepreneurs looking to become more consistent with their healthy habits, then you already have this built in. We actually have monthly coaching calls in which we go over this and keep each other accountable to them. But if you're not part of that program yet, then you can kind of take a shortcut by creating calendar reminders on your phone to review this worksheet once a month or once a quarter. You could also, if you're into the app If This Then That, you could create that to trigger either a Trello task or a calendar reminder or a text message or an email, whatever you like to do to be notified to review that worksheet every month. And I guarantee you, doing that on a regular basis and reevaluating and looking at what's changed and what needs to change in your fitness routine as a result of that is going to help you achieve greater success in reaching your fitness goals. I am so glad you listened today. I can't wait to hear how you do with your fitness goals. So don't forget to check out that worksheet, and I will catch you next time.